Stop. Don't scroll. Don't click away. Because this is not just another motivational video. This is a message your soul has been dying to hear. You didn't land here by accident. You didn't click this title by mistake. Something inside you, something deep, brought you here. The part of you that's still alive. The part of you that refuses to die quietly. You've been negotiating with your greatness, making deals with your doubt, convincing yourself that it's okay to wait, that it's fine to delay. That someday will eventually show up. But let me ask you something. How many dreams have you buried under the word later? How many times have you said, I'll do it when I'm ready? How many mornings have you wasted hitting snooze on the very life you say you want? Let's tell the truth. You're not stuck, you're scared, you're not confused. You're hiding. You're not waiting for the right time. You're avoiding the hard time because chasing your dream, for real, means letting go of comfort. It means stepping into the fire. It means showing the world who you really are. And that's terrifying. But you know what's more terrifying? Regret. Looking back one day and realizing you built a life around your fears instead of your potential. Walt Disney was fired for having no imagination. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television. Edison failed over 10,000 times. Lincoln lost election after election. Ford went bankrupt twice. But they didn't stop. They didn't ask for permission. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They acted. They moved. They believed, even when no one else did. And that's why the world remembers their names. The question is, will the world remember yours? You say you want it. But do your habits match your hunger? You say you're committed. But does your discipline prove it? You keep saying, one day, but every one day you whisper is another dream buried 6 feet under hesitation. You think you need motivation. No, you need movement. Motivation follows action. Clarity follows commitment. Confidence follows showing up over and over again. Even when it's hard, even when it's messy, even when it's lonely, you're not overwhelmed. You're overthinking. You don't need more advice. You need to decide. And you need to decide now. Your dream is not a hobby. It's not a side project. It's not a maybe one day idea. It's a responsibility. It's a calling. It's your soul on fire, begging you to wake up. So wake up. Stop clapping for everyone else and start becoming the person others clap for. Stop watching people live the life you want and start building the one you deserve. Stop waiting for approval and start acting like you already earned it. Because you did. You were born with everything you need, the vision, the voice, the value. It's all there, buried under your doubt, under your fear, under your delay. Dig it up, dust it off, and move. Stop overthinking your way into failure. Stop praying for signs when the sign is already in your hands. Stop waiting for motivation and start mastering momentum. You don't need more time. You need more truth. The truth is you've been wasting days, weeks, months telling yourself stories that keep you small. Stories like, I'm not ready. Stories like, I need to figure it all out first. Stories like, what if I fail? But let me tell you something, failure is not the enemy. Fear is. Failure teaches. Fear paralyzes. Failure builds character. Fear kills progress. You're not afraid to fail. You're afraid to be seen failing. You're afraid of what people will say. But guess what? Those people aren't building your dream. They're not living your life. And they sure as hell won't be there when you regret not going all in. So go all in. This is not the time to tiptoe. This is the time to run, to leap, to dive headfirst into the life you actually want to live. Burn the backup plans. Cut off the escape routes. Make it non-negotiable. Because until your dream becomes non-negotiable, you'll keep quitting when it gets hard. You'll keep lowering your standards. You'll keep choosing comfort over calling. But not anymore. Not after this moment. From this moment forward, you speak different. You walk different. You work different. Because you are different. You're not the version of you who plays small anymore. You're not the version who waits. You're not the version who hesitates. You are the version who commits, who rises, who dominates. So take the shot. Make the call. Launch the idea. Record the video. Start the thing. Build the dream. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Because your future isn't found in wishing. It's found in working. It's found in refusing to negotiate with the thing you were born to create. You've done enough talking. It's time to do. Stop negotiating with your dreams. Start building them. You want to know what separates those who make it from those who stay stuck for life. It's not talent. It's not education. It's not luck. It's obsession. Obsession with growth. Obsession with the mission. Obsession with becoming the strongest version of themselves, no matter what it costs. Most people dip their toe in. They try. They hope. They see what happens. But champions, they decide. They burn the plan B. They don't hope. They create. Because they know if you keep negotiating with your dream, you'll always find a reason not to build it. Too tired, too busy, too broke, too scared. But the ones who rise, they show up anyway. Broke, they start with nothing. Tired, they grind through it. Scared, they take the fear with them. Because the dream is non-negotiable. You either become the person it requires or you live with the pain of never becoming. You don't get both. You don't get greatness with half effort. You don't get transformation without sacrifice. You don't get the life you want while holding on to the habits that built the one you hate. At some point, you have to say it enough. Enough with the excuses. Enough with waiting. Enough with shrinking. Enough with this version of me that's pretending not to care, because caring would mean facing the work. Let me be clear, this is not about hustle culture. This is about ownership, owning your time, owning your discipline, owning your identity. Because right now, you've given your power to everyone but yourself. You let fear decide, you let opinions decide, you let past failures decide who you are. But they don't get to decide anymore. You do. You are the one who writes the next chapter. You are the one who sets the standard. You are the one who draws the line and says, I don't live like that anymore. You raise the bar, not once, but every single day, because the version of you that's coming, they don't just dream, they execute. They don't just talk, they transform. They don't wait for the world to change. They change themselves until the world has no choice but to see them differently. But that shift doesn't happen in one big moment. It happens in the small ones. It happens when you wake up early, even when you're exhausted. It happens when you say no to comfort and yes to growth. It happens when you keep the promise you made to yourself, even when no one is watching. That's where greatness lives, not in the spotlight, in the dark, in the grind, in the repeat, in the boring, disciplined daily decisions that no one celebrates, but everyone notices. Because every small win is proof that you're becoming. You may not see the results yet, but every time you show up, you're casting a vote for the future version of you that you said you wanted. And one day, that version arrives, not by accident, but by consistency, by fire, by commitment, by refusing to quit, even when quitting felt easier. Because you didn't come this far to stop here. You didn't survive all that pain, all that struggle, just to stay the same. You came to evolve. You came to expand. You came to break the cycle for every generation after you. And if you forget that, you'll fall back into negotiation. You'll start saying, I'll try again next year. I'm too old now. It's not my season. But the truth is, this is your season. This is your time. Because the longer you wait, the further your future drifts away. And the more you hesitate, the more you train your mind to doubt you. You want confidence. Earn it in the work, in the fire, in the early mornings and late nights when no one claps, but you show up anyway. That's where power is built. Not in comfort, but in the discomfort you willingly choose, because you finally understand what's on the line. You don't need a different life. You need a different level of commitment to the one you already dreamed of. Because here's the truth, you are closer than you think. Closer to the breakthrough. Closer to the shift. Closer to the moment where your old life breaks apart and your new life begins. But you'll never know how close you are if you stop now. So don't. Not this time. Don't listen to fear. Don't trust that voice that says, who do you think you are? You tell it, I am the one who decided. I am the one who chose to stop negotiating. I am the one who will rise. No matter how long it takes. No matter how hard it gets. No matter how loud the world gets. Because when the dream is real, when it's yours, nothing else matters. So now you stand at the edge of who you've been and the version of you that's waiting on the other side. The version that doesn't make excuses. The version that doesn't wait for motivation. The version that doesn't need to be convinced because they already made the decision. The decision to rise. The decision to outgrow the small life. The decision to take every ounce of pain, every doubt, every setback, and turn it into power. Because real power isn't loud. It doesn't scream. It moves in silence. It moves in routines. It moves in relentless action. And here's what they won't tell you. You don't have to feel powerful to become powerful. You don't have to feel ready to change your life. You just have to show up. As if nothing else matters, you don't become unstoppable overnight. You become unstoppable the day you stop giving yourself the option to quit. That's what this is about. Not luck, not hype, just one thing, will. The will to keep going when nobody's watching. The will to stay disciplined when your emotions tell you to stop. The will to chase the vision when nothing around you looks like progress. That's what builds champions. That's what builds legacy. That's what turns pain into strength and strength into influence. And it starts with one choice: to stop negotiating. Stop negotiating with your morning. Stop negotiating with your standards. Stop negotiating with your time, your goals, your calling. Because here's what most people forget: every time you hit snooze on your potential, you hit fast forward on your regret. Every day you delay your dream, you stretch the distance between who you are and who you could have been. And one day, you will either wake up proud or wake up disappointed. Proud that you fought for it, or disappointed that you didn't. There is no middle ground. The truth is, you already know what to do. You already know who you could become. You already know what it takes. The question is, will you finally give it everything? Not when it's convenient. Not when you feel inspired. Not when someone's watching. But now, every day, no matter what. Because the clock won't wait. Your dream won't wait. And your future is watching. So let this be the moment. The moment you stop making deals with doubt. The moment you stop lowering your goals to match your fears. The moment you stop treating your vision like a side project. And instead, start treating it like your life depends on it. Because it does. This is your life. This is your shot. And this is the moment everything changes. No more bargaining. No more delay. No more halfway. You're all in now.